This is London with Bitcoin Spike and VIP Trader. How are you doing today, guys? Market is about to open. We're in California, so it's a little bit dark. The sun hasn't come up yet. So shout out to the VIP. We're going to be talking about technicals. Got a lot going on pre-market. As you guys know, Bitcoin had a good day. Guys, we're going to bring up some charts on the right-hand side. Shout out to our VIP. Special shout out to Venus. Venus, excited to be building with you all through 2022, seems like, and 2023. Now, Bitcoin yesterday, guys, if you were a fly on the wall in terms of Bitcoin yesterday, boom, we had a nice move to the upside. Let's dig into the details. This was a great move, and the good thing, we were condition green, okay? We were condition green. I'm saying if you were a fly on the wall, because you couldn't have missed the condition green in the back with VIP. Way to go. A lot of you booked trades, a lot of you made money. That's the way to be. You guys saw me reinforcing condition green. Boom, guys, very important. Okay, now we had a drawback. We had a throwback, essentially. You guys know that. Hey, guys, shout out, hit the like button if you could, and chat up if you would like to. I'd love to touch base with you and chat a little bit this morning, see what's going on with you guys in your trades. Now, in terms of the features on Bitcoin that we're currently looking at, we have landed in an expansion. We can go through the details in terms of what, and I have to shout out to Liam. Liam, you caught the bell as well. A lot of VIP catching that expansion play that we've been talking about over the last several days. The most important pattern, you guys got that right. Bam. When I'm talking about the most important pattern, the highest likelihood of a trajectory to the upside, guys, 72%. This is what we're focused on. This bell, boom. And I also have to say, guys, what flew up yesterday? What flew up yesterday? Solana, yes. That's good for us, guys. That's great for you if you were paying attention to yesterday's stream. What did we talk about for, guys, an hour plus? Solana, hello. It was in, I told you guys, it was in the most bullish pattern framework that you can find in the market. Boom, it went up 10%. It was a nice day of volatility on Solana. Yes, and let me flip back over there. We'll get all this tech worked out, guys. Working on the tech, working on the details, and working on a weekend. We have a VIP weekend incoming soon. Yes, thank goodness. So Solana, in that same expression, broke through the level of resistance. There we go. Broke through that level of resistance and is challenging that level again. But guys, the volatility has just been impressive with Solana. You have to admit, we had a few days where Solana was up 40%. Like 40%, guys. So this is the framework that we want to find things in. First of all, yes, on Solana, pay attention. Not only do we want to find it in this framework, and guys, this is the pattern to look at. Yes, bull flags are great. There's also a confluence here with a bull flag, but there is an expansion, increasing volatility. So pay attention here. The specifics are the following. We want to participate ideally along this level of support. If you grab this entry or even at a break of the entry to the downside, that is where you want to be, guys. Bam, this is money. I'm telling you, on a percentage terms, probability basis, that is money. All right, so shout out to the VIP. Scotland, what's up, my man? Nice to see you. And Scotland in the house, VIP all the way. Hopefully Venus is around. Not sure where, let's see if Venus is right there. No, Venus hasn't made it in yet. We will touch base with her in a bit. And let me pull up over into, we're working on a new, guys, I want to tell you, we're working on a new indicator, the Z-Pack. Now, we are working on that. As part of that, we are testing out some levels of volatility. It's in the process of being tested. One of those levels of volatility that's being tested is on Tesla. So as we look at Tesla this morning, it is rocketing to the upside. Very nicely done, Tesla. Very nice in terms of the, let me go to the regular trading hours. And guys, boom, nice hit on into directly and open onto, what is that? Looks like the fourth on the hourly. So we'll be watching Tesla dropping just a touch since the open, but a heck of a trajectory to the upside since yesterday's close. Look at this, guys, a 10% breach to the upside. That's big. If you caught the short right at the open, congratulations. We're working on the specifics in terms of those standard deviations, in terms of those specific, let's see what this is. In terms of those specifics, we're just working on that, guys. So I'm going to tell you, between the streaming, you guys need to know, between the streaming, setting up headquarters, setting up this in the background. I'm just going to tell you, setting up all this in the background, it's like, Yes, and we're testing a brand new indicator. You guys know our hands are full. Have you noticed our hands are full? And big shout out, guys. You need to know to Venus. Big shout out because her hands are full and my hands are full. Like literally all the time for VIP. That is what we are bulldozing into the market for you guys. You know this, right? Everybody knows this. So we're excited to do this because we love trading, guys. The bottom line is we love trading. Now, let me take a look at where we are at on our specifics. I don't know about that. Huh? I don't know about this. I have to check in very, very cautiously here. I have to check in and make sure. I have to tell you guys, I have to make sure that the trade I'm closing on Tesla right now, okay, that the trade I'm closing, okay, right now on Tesla, the short, I just have to tell you guys that short that I just closed on Tesla and that the second short that I just closed on Tesla, bam, bam, with our new indicator. I have to make sure that those are accurate trades. I don't want to misrepresent that to you in terms of the new indicator. It's very important for me as we look at testing new indicators for you. I have to make sure that the trades I just booked on Tesla, okay, are valid trades. That's the bottom line. So we show right now, I set up some trades yesterday at the close, planning for some volatility, but I have to verify the results, okay? I do show positive returns to positive shorts. What I did was I fed into the market, okay? I'll tell you my strategy. You guys want to hear it. You guys remember London, former hedge fund owner, private, non-SEC, not financial advice. Go find your broker. I'm going to carry a business card for you guys for a financial advisor if and when we ever deal. You may get one, as a matter of fact, as joining VIP, just as a cover of what we do. So let's talk about Tesla. You guys want to talk about Tesla while we wait for a little bit of action on Bitcoin and Solana. Guys, Tesla just beat in terms of earnings, all right? Just beat in terms of earnings. I'm not going to say it wasn't a risky trade, okay? I'm not going to say it wasn't a risky trade, but I liked the approach, all right? Now, when I say, former hedge fund owner, private, non-SEC, not financial advice, former hedge fund owner, okay? I'm telling you, not financial advice. I'm telling you, first of all, do your 100 rounds. Otherwise, you may not even understand the way price action is going to work, the dip that we just got, the level where it was at on Tesla, why I entered into this specific short when it's up 11%, and bam, bam. Guys, I'm telling you, when I tell the VIP all the time, it's very important. When I tell the VIP all the time that my average trade at my hedge fund was 8 to 12 seconds, and that's it. Okay, it was 8 to 12 seconds. Just pay attention, guys. We'll get to Bitcoin. We'll get to your other coins, Solana. We'll get to ADA, Doge, Matic, ETH. We're talking about Tesla. It's a big day in the market. When I tell you that my average, what do you got all there? Coffees all around. There we go. We got coffees. Nice. Nice to see that, Scotland. When I tell you that my average trade was 8 to 12 seconds, what I want to do is challenge you to receive that information and to just start to think how it could be implemented. How could you implement to where and first of all, it's not just that your trade would last 8 to 10 seconds. It's that you would be moving a large amount of capital. Listen up, guys. You'd be moving a large amount of capital in 8 to 12 seconds for a significant amount of profit. That's the idea. Guys, those are the three, I'm going to say the 3 prongs, the milestones. And shout out to Venus. Want to thank you for the help on those trades, because Venus did encourage into that. In spite of nothing going the right way, you guys, in terms of sometimes the build out, we have a tech expert, just so you guys know, we have a tech expert that he wants to move into the headquarters. I'm telling you guys, we have a tech expert. He literally fixes technology, just VIP, an update for you guys. He literally wants to move into the whole HQ place, everything else. He's created that much additional tech work for himself as we look at the monitors and the video production equipment. So we have a lot going on, guys. We just have a lot going on. And shout out to Venus because she knows that. Now, what I did with Tesla, okay, you'll see Tesla right here. This is the hourly chart, okay? Now, what is significant is the following. We were with an earnings after hours earnings release, right? Yes, after hours earnings release. And I'm going to say for the record, do I like the trade? It's the worst type of trade for me, period. I'm going to tell you guys, the worst type of trade for me because it involved a new indicator, bottom line, it involved a new indicator that's not finished. You will find me, if I'm lacking data, if I'm lacking any kind of information, like Fire and Ice, we tested thoroughly the indicator which caught the bottom of Bitcoin. You guys better believe we tested it thoroughly. It caught the bottom of Bitcoin. That was my goal in building the indicator, bottom line. Ask Venus. You guys remember, Venus and I decided, and this is important, you guys listen up to how we build indicators because your money's on the line, okay? In 2021, what do we got here? We got S&P 500, Tesla, Tahir. Not sure. Marhaba, how are you? In terms of new members here, let's talk about this. In terms of the indicator approach, one of the worst trades for me is, and it's good, maybe it's a mixed emotion trade, because I don't like testing on an indicator if something is not finished, if our indicator is not finished, and we're just pushing to get this next indicator. Guys, it's called the Z-Pack, and you'll see it here. There's an indicated threshold level and maximum of volatility, all right? There is a threshold of volatility which this indicator will capture, okay? We're extremely excited about bringing this to your attention. And what I did yesterday, just understand the rationale. I closed, guys. My MO in terms of trading is 8 to 10 seconds, bam, in and out. That's what I want to set up, okay? In terms of what I set up, were orders above and orders below. Tesla was coming out after hours. Just pay attention, guys. And this will make you appreciate, if you're like, why aren't we talking about crypto? It may make you appreciate crypto. Bottom line, in terms of after hours reporting by corporations such as Tesla, yes. Markets closing with equities, yes, markets close. We love crypto. I'm going to tell you guys, we love to trade crypto because it never closes. It never closes. We have this after hours juggle of the hats with equities. So yesterday, what was I forced to do? I went ahead to test our indicator, our Z-Pack, and it's gonna be rock and roll, guys. You're gonna love it. And you'll see just how price hung up along this top line on the hourly. Do you see that? So this was my threshold along the top here, right, on Tesla. Okay, this was my threshold on the bottom. I set orders above in case Tesla beat expectations. I set shorts above, right? I want to catch the top threshold maximum, boom, of the specifics, potential of price to the upside. So I stack orders, and stack, guys, stacked, not one level. I stacked orders here, bam, and heavier orders here, bam. All right, so it reached my second level. It could have done it to the downside. Pay attention. If earnings had come out and they had disappointed, well, that would be a situation where I would expect price to drop to the lower threshold limit of the potential for volatility. Okay, so that is what we're looking at when I stack orders. And when I say stack, I mean ladder. Okay, I mean ladder and scale. Ladder and scale. What does that mean? Laddering meaning multiple levels. Okay, scaling meaning heavier levels at the top or heavier levels at the bottom, right? Triangulated, essentially triangulated, pyramided in, triangulated in, heavier compounding in. Compounding, probably the best word to focus on. So that's what I scheduled in last night. And I just tell you guys, it's not a wonderful experience to sit there, set orders, wait all night long, watch it in after hours, then pre-market hours. It has to pick your orders up is the bottom line. You're just, let me say this, in terms of testing the indicator that we're gonna be, guys, releasing soon, it's just a lot of work. And I need to verify that these trades did just pay. What I was just shown is bam, yes, real trades, bam, and we closed them for profit, good job. Shout out to Venus, shout out to Venus, way to trade. We can go back to Bitcoin in a second, excuse me. But the issue here is the following. When we're trying to capture a level of volatility, if I can somehow identify the range of the expected maximum threshold of volatility, you guys get this? If I can identify the threshold, the maximum level of volatility, and I mean if we've got a swing trade or a range, if we have anything along those lines, what's the maximum threshold that we can get into in terms of the level of volatility? Is there a ceiling, right? Is there an ultimate floor? Boom. Can I stack shorts at the ceiling, right? Into the ceiling. Can I stack longs into the floor? That's the idea. That's what we did on Tesla. And I'll tell you the following. This trade may work out phenomenally well and boom, continue to the downside. It can. You won't find me sitting around waiting to do it. It's my style. I like the 8 to 12 seconds. I'm telling you guys, I like the quick in, quick out. And for me, I'd rather move larger amounts of capital, okay? Always with a high probability, but for me, I would rather move higher amounts of capital into a trade, get in, get out, and bam, that's it. 8 to 12 seconds. That's just kind of what I'm known for, guys. So in terms of that, congratulations to anyone who's trading Tesla. Phenomenal approach, but the worst thing you want to do, it beat expectations. And what does everyone do today? Well, everyone, the new traders, they go in and bam, they're going to start buying. Look at it. It's at that threshold maximum. And we're excited to bring that information to you guys very soon. Let's go back to Bitcoin. You guys want to go back to Bitcoin? Let me see what we got in terms of comments in the section. Let me make sure that I'm cleared from any from any trades right now. Looks like we're cleared from any trades right now. And I'll check those results again in terms of the profit. Make sure that those other longs are also removed from the equation there. Now, in terms of VIP, I want to invite you to join our trade group. Without a doubt, number one trade group. A little bit of volatility to the downside on Bitcoin right now. In terms of the patterning, let's go through what we saw yesterday. You guys want to see what did we see yesterday? Let me check the comments here real quickly. S&P starting to so high makes me for the S&P away from that. There we go. BCCC. Okay, good. Coffee all around. Venus, what's up here? Trading. There we go. Nice to see that. Venus trading. Good job. Boom. Trading. We're going to say trading. Good job. Now, let Tesla do what Tesla's going to do. I do not like babysitting and watching something. When I say babysitting, guys, it's just there are other things to tend to rather than just a trade that consumes each and every hour with not additional movements of capital around it, in my opinion. Additional movements of capital is what I really strive for. If I'm going to watch something that has additional volatility in it, I want to capture all of the levels of volatility that are in that trade. So the frustration for me is not just the time. If I say I don't want to babysit a trade, okay, and understand this, it's not me being selfish with my time. It's me being selfish with my trade profile. You guys get it? It's me being selfish with my trade profile. I don't want to see additional levels of volatility up and down while something's ultimately heading directionally without capturing those vacillations, those oscillations while it's going in that direction, right? That's me. That's the part of quote unquote babysitting. When I say that, an extended trade that begins to wear on me specifically, right? If I'm in a trade, I want to be known for capturing it ultimately at higher levels for capturing all of the swings within that specific move. That's what ideally the system that I would like to participate in. So let's look at, and that's ideally, guys, when I say ideally, of course we have huge, larger, big return trades. Put them in the pocket, right? If you're going to put them in the pocket, those splash trades are a little bit different, right? Those quick in and out. Let's dig into, okay, let's reframe. Tesla, good job. Way to go, Elon, surprising the world again. Let's look at what we've landed in. We had the flat bottom support. You guys know that we launched up and out on Bitcoin of our classic bell formation, right? Classic bell formation. We had this move in the back, which we caught. Let me take care of these specific Bollinger Bands. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are doing well. Let me look at this. In terms of the feature, what do we have on the 5 minute? Let's take a look at this small, this is excellent, guys. Looking at this on the 5 minute, this was a beautiful, beautiful launch to the upside yesterday. You guys saw that. Did you catch that yesterday? What was this? This was an expansion to the downside. Exactly what we covered in stream yesterday. And guys, we cover these copiously because I want you to know when we go condition green in the back, when we go condition green, guys, this small pattern can rock, boom, to the upside. Yes, there were confluent patterns as well, but you better hold on. You guys see this, you just better hold on. If you can identify this specific pattern, you want to pay attention to it. Level of support, level of resistance, increasing volatility, right? Bam, launch to the upside. What did we cover here? Look at this, guys. Look at this. And we had another expansion here Clearly, this was a micro, kind of a fractal situation, but an exciting move for VIP. And I'll say exciting because if you were just a fly on the wall, without a doubt, guys, you have, let's see, you saw, I must have printed or minted, I'm telling you, guys, what, 20, VIP, maybe 20 code condition greens on on Bitcoin before the launch. Now, did you take, this would be the question, did you pay attention to the greens, the condition greens? I hope so. I really hope so, because I can't throw many more condition greens legitimately into a framework over a period of days. I could, but then that's all you're gonna see. But it was almost at that level. We had a lot of condition greens in this level associated with this specific pattern. You guys know that. Anytime you see this pattern, you will see a condition green from me. Bottom line, and you know, as VIP, you guys know this, and everybody knows, and especially the ones that didn't catch it yesterday, like, oh gosh, you know, could you have a better, exactly, you guys know this, could you have a better track record in terms of how many condition greens we had? I tried to throw it at you guys like you couldn't avoid it if you tried. I just really did, you know, and I know some of you tried to avoid it. I know some of you as well as maybe your family and friends, guys. So some of you still probably tried to avoid it. That's fine. That's fine. Maybe you're looking for a bigger trade. Maybe you're looking for a bigger trade, or you have maybe an intuition in the market. I have to say, maybe you have an intuition in the market where understand, guys, maybe you have an intuition with the market. You have an understanding that it may not have been a solid move to the upside that you really wanted to participate in. Maybe you're going for 400 or 500%, or let's say 1,000 or 1,500% returns. Could be the case, huh? Could be the case. Now, that is a bell formation. That is, what it is the following. Let's pay attention to what it is. I want you guys to understand this. Please absorb this. Now, let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. Nice bell rocked yesterday, VIP. Now, Scotland, you got that right, my man. Scotland, Liam in the house. The man knows how to trade. Pleasure to trade with you, my man. There we go. Boom, boom. Now, this is always the crux of the issue when you identify a bell, right? You're going to say, well, I have I was going to go through the explanation of what this is, okay? When we look at what specifically this is, we have the ability, and this is what makes these a bit, I'm going to say, guys, it adds a qualification to your participation in that pattern right there. Boom. Okay, your qualification in the participation of this bullish pattern is what? Is what, guys? Pay attention. Is the fact that, technically speaking, let me see if I can let me see if I can do this just a touch here. I'll make the whole right side of this screen. There we go. Okay, listen. Is the fact that, technically speaking, when we identify a bell pattern formation, always, as a matter of fact, you need to be ready. And I say this all the time, right? And in terms of capital structuring for people who are maximizing and really, trying to operate on that nice edge, that extreme, right? What I'm going to say is this: you always want to be prepared for, and you would prefer, a drop down to this level. You notice how on the drop I just broke that level of support? You bet you guys, that drop potentially through the level of support, that's the sweet spot right in there, guys. That's the sweet spot right in there. The drop turns this formation into a lead in, a quote unquote lead in. This would be called a lead in for what? At that point, for a bump and run. Okay, this would be the lead in phase. All right, you guys, that would be a lead in phase. Consolidation prior to a more significant drop. Normally, the second drop would be, and just pay attention, guys, normally the second drop would be twice. 2 times, okay? 2 times this height here. Normally, we're looking for the proportion of, so as you measure in your participation in this specific pattern, what makes this a nice pattern is the fact that, technically speaking, and this is the catch, this is the important part, it still retains its 70+% probability of going to the upside. 70+% probability. Don't let that just fly over your head like it's insignificant. 70 to 72, those are the highest numbers that we see in the market, guys. Performance numbers. Better than bull flag, better than bull pennant, better than anything, guys. what are they? Diamond bottoms have a very high probability as well. We note that. We want the patterns in play which have unmitigated, guys, uncompromised, the highest levels of probability. We focus on them. So when you would say, well, that's not a bull flag, that's not a bull pennant, why are we talking about it right now? It's the highest level of probability in the market. That's what distinguishes this pattern from the residual of patterns, the more popularized patterns, right? And it would make sense that the more popular patterns would not be, guys, the more popular patterns would not be as potentially highly probable, okay? The more popular patterns are going to be something that are not allowing the majority to probably take advantage of, right? There's a small select percentage of people who really beat the market. So if you find something like this that isn't mainstream, quote unquote, I'd pay attention to it, guys. VIP pay attention to it. Hey, we rocked this. It was a 500% move. I know that. Congratulations, Leon. Beautiful trade yesterday. And glad we were condition green. We'll always be condition green in this pattern. The good thing is the lead in potential here. Now, it's a hybrid pattern. We call it and you really have to listen to this stuff, guys. You got to listen. You may have to re-listen to some of this stuff if you're new to this this level of information. And it's nothing you can't find in an authoritative book on TA, but you really got to know where to look. And if you don't, you won't. Catch that, guys. It's nothing you can't find in an authoritative TA book, like top-rung, top-tier TA book, but you have to know where to look. And if you don't know where to look, you'll never find it. Bottom line, you just won't. You won't find it, guys. So looking at this specific broadening wedge formation, right? This is one of those patterns that's kind of on the periphery. You would say, well, it's kind of on the periphery of what I want to trade or don't want to trade if you're new to trading or you're not really hammered into the technicals. And in terms of this specific pattern formation, what I'll say is this: your percentage likelihood of going up here, boom, 70+%, 72 to be exact, okay, of a move to the upside based on this pattern. So we're very attracted to it, guys. It's top of the list. It's one of the top performers in the market. Now, if the pattern were to drop down, and again, remember, we welcome this level of a drop, but it's a complication. It's a condition to your participation in the market. It's a condition to your participation in the market. The following, pay attention. The fact that if we were to receive a drop, okay, down into this zone, and this turns into the lead-in phase, and remember the proportions that we're looking for. This would be, if this is, let's say the height here, we would be looking for a 2x. 2 times the drop would be ideal, okay? That would put it in a state of technical conformance to meet the classic definition of this would be the bump. This would be a run, bam, okay, the bump and run. So, and I'm bringing those two up, and the distinction or the clarification that I will add now is when we say a bell pattern formation, we have a specific GIF that we use all the time. I'm going to put this in the back right now, just so you guys see. Let's do this, if I can do this while we're streaming. Large bells swinging, right? Let's see if it'll let us do this while we're streaming. Twitter, if you're not going to let it do it, VIP know. Maybe that's just VIP know-how. What I'll say, let's get into, isn't that weird, guys? It won't do it while we're streaming. Anyway, VIP, you guys know in the back. But we have a GIF, a picture that we use in the back of a big bell, boom, going back and forth, a big bell that's just ringing. And I always say it's like a momentum trade. It needs to rock, boom, to the upside. And this is Bitcoin. This is a 4 to 5% move, 4 to 5% move. Guys, yesterday, big money. How could you have caught it? What were the dynamics in play, even for the top traders, even for the very top traders, creme de la creme, that are going to still have a measured degree of participation here or a tight stop loss, bam, underneath? What would that situation be? Would be the potential for this pattern to essentially expand from an expanding wedge, this expanding broadening wedge, down into a bump and run. Okay, the great thing about both those patterns I just mentioned, and they're both patterns, the broadening wedge is one pattern. The bump and run is another pattern. Okay, so that you understand that clearly. The broadening wedge, which would just be this portion right here, that broadening wedge, still in the bell shape, that expansion, okay? We need decreasing level of support, decreasing, very important. I need a decreasing level of resistance as well. Okay? Both need to be decreasing, and we need to see expanding levels of volatility. But the difficulty of the pattern, the number one producing pattern, is the following: that you can have a broadening wedge that can decide to just be the beginning, the very beginning of a bump and run. Okay? And you can have multiple patterns that can be expanding, that can just be this lead-in phase. It's called a lead-in. So whenever you're looking, and traders know this, our VIP know this, we can be condition green. This happens frequently in VIP. We can be condition green. And what, guys? We can be condition green, and the issue will be the following: we're still prepared to pick up on support. We have to be prepared to pick up on support for that hit at support. That would be the bump. This cruise up to the upside. You guys get that? That would be the bump, right? And in terms of the bump and run, the run is going to be essentially what can be achieved afterwards. Bam, to the upside. Now, again, I'll just reinforce one important thing, that the percentage probabilities of a move to the upside, okay, are still 70 plus percent, 72%, whether or not you're dealing with, and this is why we focus on them. That's why we group them together, the expanding wedge, okay, and that bump and run, because the percentages are the same, and the likelihood of breaking a level of resistance, okay, breaking that level of resistance is also the same. It's going to be 70, 72%. That's huge, guys. So when you're looking at the expansion here, okay, we do have an expansion. I'm bringing all this up, okay, it's not just a, it's not just a TA lesson for the day, it's instrumental. We have a level of support right now. The market's looking at participating along this level. Now, the difficulty in these patterns is really not a difficulty, it's just a, what do I say, guys? It's a requirement that you pay attention to. It's a requirement that you pay attention to and that you safeguard, and you're prepared for lower entries. Bottom line. I spend so much time going over that, and some people may think, well, London's all bearish. London's continually just bearish. He always wants you to stack money below. If that's what we're known for, great. But the worst part about participating in a move that goes to the upside is losing money during it. You guys know that? The worst part of, guys, participating in something that has a 72% chance of going up would be losing money in it. Okay, so if you're not structured in terms of the capital, guys, capital requirements, if you're not properly structured, not in VIP, not in our trade group, guys, go be overexposed with a hype crowd, someone else who doesn't know their TA. We spend way too much time with technical analysis, with fundamentals of TA, your ability to calculate and manage your financial, guys, involvement in something. And you guys are smart guys. You do that. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you a business card for a financial advisor, so you don't have to worry about it. That would not be me. I'm not going to sell you. I'm not going to sell you. And I always say this about being a financial advisor. I don't want to have. Imagine that. Because you imagine your job would be, well, I'm going to sit down and talk about where your children want to go to college. And we're going to sit there and talk about your wife's spending habits. And, no, I always tell people, I am not going to talk to your wife. I never intend to. And that's just the bottom line. But I have some fun with some financial advisors. I know it's just not my, you guys know. That's not our, we like to trade. We like to trade, guys. We like to trade. Bottom line. Allow me to have a sip of coffee very quickly, please. Thank you for that. Now, as we look at this pattern, you can get to the point where you think, well, it's just irrelevant. This is just irrelevant. It is so relevant that it just paid 4.45%, right? It is so relevant. Let's go to the hourly. It's so relevant that it was the pattern that we caught below, bam, that rocked up. What was that, guys? It was literally the pattern that was the launch sequence for a 10%. People multiply their money by 10. You guys got that? Multiply their money by 10, okay? From the preceding level below. It was the pattern that we dug into that launched. And it's a great precursor. Guys, VIP, you guys know. It's a great precursor. It is the pattern that can launch with an asset, Bitcoin, that is known for its express volatility. it's kind of one of the keys that unlocks that door to volatility. It gives us the alert in the back, the condition green, where finding something that can move, perfect. We love that. Let's find something that can move, something with a lot of volatility, like Tesla, right? Let's find something like Tesla, Bitcoin, something with a ton of volatility. We want to trade. It needs to move for us. That's step one. Step two, finding when it's going to move. If you can pinpoint something that's going to move, first of all, it's going to be moving, right? And then if you can pinpoint, it's going to be moving, yes, and then when it's going to be moving, good gosh, guys, that's the name of the game. You don't even have to know which direction it's moving. You guys know this. You don't even have to really know. Bottom line, and that sounds like you would hear that from somebody and be like, this guy is literally crazy. No. And VIP, no. Or VIP, you guys know. You don't even technically have to know which direction it's moving. But at that point, you would have to know more precisely how far in either direction it could move, is the bottom line. If you're looking at a hedge, right? You don't necessarily have to know, right? And you guys will agree with that. You guys understand that. Let's look at the chart in terms of what we have fallen into here a bit. So, hey guys, advanced trading tactics and techniques. You guys know, tread lightly in the beginning. I don't want it to be an uncomfortable process. If you're learning how to trade, the bottom line, it doesn't need to be an uncomfortable process. When you don't have expendable cash, or you're operating at a level that's not comfortable within your expendable amount of cash. I say 1/100th of an expendable amount of money. I say, guys, in a trade, if you're doing 100x, if you're getting the benefit in the market of a 100 times your position, if it's gonna give you 100 times your position, then make each trade. Just try it, guys. If it doesn't work, until you become consistent, and I have not had anyone ever, guys, I work with a lot of traders, a lot, guys. I've been around some of the best traders, period. No apologies, some of the best, big time guys. And we got some incredible traders in VIP, period. And I've been around some awesome traders, guys, some of the best around in quote unquote the business. We have some incredible traders in VIP. You guys think I just say that? No, guys, no. I am making direct comparisons with some of the best traders I've been around in my life, and I've been around some of the best, guys. The only difference would be that I see with VIP versus some of the biggest traders or best traders I've been around, the amount of capital involved. That's the one thing. And again, how long in the trade? These factors, when you start looking at, you'll start to unwind and want to participate at a different level in the market the better you get. You'll want more capital involved for a shorter amount of time, okay, for a higher percentage rate, 1, 2, 3. Based on my experience, just me personally. You guys let me know if it's different. If you've been around the market a long time, you say, no, I want more capital or less capital involved for a longer period of time for a lower percentage return. If that's the way the equation works out for you, that you want less capital involved for a longer period of time for a lower percentage return, all right, fine. You come tell me, you come. I won't go to your seminar, whatever that one's about, where you want to trade less money for lower returns and your trades take longer. We're not going to that. That's not VIP. We're not going to that seminar, guys. We want more capital involved. Boom, in a position. We want less time involved in the trade, and we want more percentage return. Okay, that's what we're talking about. We want more capital, shorter amount of time, more returns. So those are the three variables when I talk about some of the best traders that I've been around in the business, the best, guys. And not just the best that I've been around, like the best in the business. When I've been around some of those guys, it's just the amount, boom, that they can throw into a trade comfortably. And some of that is them, and some of that is not them. Some of that is some of that has been access to capital, right? So when I don't judge, but when I evaluate and I bring you guys just a comment like, well, VIP has some of the best traders, period, I take that fully into account. You guys aren't necessarily sitting and it brings up kind of prop firms. Ooh, prop firms, I want to trade $1 million account. You do not want to trade $1 million account. Just between you and me, that you get to trade $45 this morning of. You're sitting there again. What are the goals? You want to trade the largest amount of capital that you can Yeah, a prop. It sounds great. I trade a $5 million account. They're going to let you, check in your your ticket. You punch your ticket, and you're going to be able to trade. I don't know, you guys, but a $45 trade this morning. Oh, well, it says I have a $5 million account, but I'm trading $45 this morning. Like, come on, Those are little profit machines for them. They like to keep people trying to become successful. So what we're looking at right now is this pattern, irrespective, but you guys are doing awesome, right? And you guys understand the business well enough, right? So do we. Well enough. Hope you guys are doing well. Is it the weekend yet? Is it the weekend yet? I don't think so, guys. What is it, Thursday? It is, because we got the jobless claims. I don't know. Right now, strong economic data all of a sudden before the Powell meeting. You guys get this on the 31st FOMC meeting? Strong economic data all of a sudden is, now we have strong economic data. Last week, the week before, it was, that's too hot and the the Fed's going to overreact. Now all of a sudden, we're all thinking logically again. The good news is bad news. All of these little taglines that are made up and forced through our the daily agenda of what suits or doesn't suit. It's like there's a tagline for every direction the market wants to take. You guys know that. The commentary becomes a little bit difficult to stomach. You guys know that. So this is a flat bottom ascending. You guys got that, right? It's not our preferred number one target. Did you guys see as well, let's say our number one preferred pattern? It's just not. We would prefer to have an expansion to the downside. We just would. I always prefer to operate with some sort of an expansion to the downside where buyers are offered, where traders are offered an opportunity to participate along a level of support, right? We like to buy low. Amen, right? We love to buy low. This pattern here is just perfect. It allows us to project and continually buy lower, right? And with the expectation, 72% that we're going to go to the upside. Now, I will never back off or shy away from a bull flag. I'll never back off or shy away from a bull pennant. You guys know, we just won't. We love power moves in the market. This specific move yesterday, let's look at this while you guys assess this, and you'll have your pattern index. I think we're almost ready to launch VIP Trader, so you guys know. Almost ready to launch VIP Trader. It's literally marginal. We could do it next couple of days or so, 24 to 48 hours. We have a final review on edit, just so you guys know. We have a final review to go through in terms of editing, but we're really close, just so you guys know. We've been working on that project for a while. There's a lot involved. The original Bybit development team, a lot of wheels grinding forward in that equation. Let's take a look at this. This was tough. Let's look at this on the 4 hourly. Let's explore this detail in terms of what you guys understand in terms of this rising wedge. Let's take a look at this. You see the rising wedge feature? I had identified this as what we were scaling here on the 4 hourly. It was a real trajectory to the upside. And as we were crawling this wall of support, pay attention to this. Please pay attention, VIP. Critical information, right? As we were scaling this level of support, okay, I identified within this 4 hourly for the VIP the following, that we were also formulating an attempt to traject up and out of this ascending wedge, right? You guys got it. So the bottom line is the following. As we were trajecting up in this pattern, which is formulating on the 4 hourly, a strong time frame, as you guys pick and choose between your time frames, 4 hourly needs to be one of the most commanding time frames you have, okay? It just does. That along with the daily is authoritative. Yeah, the daily is an authoritative time frame. The 4 hourly has a commanding level of guys in terms of the signals it's going to provide on the patterns. They're stout, guys. Looking into the mixture of the hourly, the 30-minute, the 15-minute, the 5, the 3, the 1, okay. It's a kind of a hodgepodge. It's a mix of, which one's hot right now. It's like, well, the hourly's played really well recently. I had a funny idea for you guys. Funny idea. You guys want to hear it, huh? Listen to this. Pay attention, VIP. Pay attention. Listen, I was thinking yesterday, okay, if somebody gave us a challenge, okay, if someone gave us a challenge, and I'll finish this thought real quickly. Look at the rising wedge here. As I drew this out for VIP, what did the hit yesterday do? We were down out of And it looks different now because of this move here, right? Because of that. But we had that rising wedge feature. But what did we do with that shot to the upside? That was a perfect, near perfect, guys. Okay, pull back to prior support on that rising wedge. Wham. Yes, you'll see some power, slingshot. Whoosh, bam, up to the upside. Nice, nice, nice move, huh? Glad we covered that pattern in the back. I know there are a lot of patterns to cover, again, multiple time frames, but that is a sweet move if you were going for a pullback here. Pullback, same thing as a throwback to prior support, or it could be prior resistance across the top, right? Very, 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 very nice. Now, maybe I'll be sorry I told you this, because I don't hate on exchanges. I don't hate on the power. I'm not one of these guys like, forget the Fed and take over Wall Street, whatever, man. Go trade. Those are people who don't want to trade. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm not a fan of like fight the power. That's not me, guys. I like the power. You know, we want to, you know, if you, I just do. I like the power. Don't fight the power, right? Power is people who don't like the market. You know, it's like, what's wrong with you? If you don't like Wall Street, what's wrong with you? You know, you like Wall Street. We want to take it over, shut it down. Come on, what's wrong with you? Everybody who grows up and wants to be, you know, a trader or something, in my book, I don't know. But I thought about this, and you guys, I want you to understand this. We look at the different patterns, the different time frames, all of the complications that we're continually dealing with. This flat bottom support ascending is what we're currently being invited to participate in, along with that micro bell formation in this zone. Okay, bit of a flat bottom support again here on this time frame. As we look through, pay attention. You guys will like this. Okay, I might be sorry I told you, but I won't. I don't think so. And again, flat bottom support. We'll go. This example will elucidate quite a bit. Now, if and when you and I were to let's say this. Let's say this, and I want you guys to listen to this. Good morning. Hope you're doing well. California sunshine in the house. Yeah, the sunshine is finally up in California. We get up early on the East Coast. It's not easy. We're getting the schedule down though. We are for the market open, etc. It's not easy. We get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning over here, or 5 o'clock in the morning. New York is sleeping in. Lazies. Okay. Pay attention, guys. And I want you to think through this on a VIP level. Pay attention, guys. Pay attention. If I told you, okay, guys, this is our challenge. This is our challenge. We're gonna have, and this is what I want you guys to do. We're going to have a lot of traders that are going to trade with us. We're going to open up an exchange, all right? We're going to open up a market, okay? Now, the traders are all going to want to win, right? Yeah, all the traders are going to want to win. They're all going to have their strategy. It's going to be extremely competitive. They're going to be working for money. They're going to be trading for money. It's going to be a big deal. Now, this is the book of probabilities. Boom. This is the book of technical analysis. Boom. These are all the authorities. Bam. That they're all working with, okay? Oh, okay, yeah. Now, imagine you're working with an exchange. Imagine we open an exchange or a market. You guys got this. Listen up. If I were to tell you, now this is all the information, this stack of books, bam, is all the information the traders are working with, okay? Now, this is the catch. I need them not to win, okay? I need them to kind of not win, okay? Now, this is all authority. And imagine you're working, this is the analogy, you're working with an exchange. You're working with, let's say, a market. We're making a market. Now, the traders, this is going to be the challenge for you, and you're going to understand how this could happen. You're going to like this example a lot. I thought of this yesterday. I'm like, I have to bring this to the VIP. You, okay, sitting down, us all working at an exchange, working at a market, making a market, and me delivering all the materials to you, bam. Now, this is what all the traders are working with, okay? Now, I need the traders not to win, okay? But they're working within the framework and the rules of the last 60 to 100 years of the market behavior. So, you know, clearly there are going to be patterns which are going to just work out for them, right? Yeah, you know, we're going to run into that issue if we want the traders to lose. You know, we're going to run into the issue like, well, you know, they're going to have patterns that have to work out in their favor. They're going to know which direction things are going, right? What would be the one thing that you would love? What would be the one thing if I tasked you with, if we were formulating an exchange, if we were literally on a team making a market and we're like, well, they have to lose. They have to lose. Somehow they have to lose. All right? Because they've got all these materials. They have all the access to the knowledge. They know what they're doing. These traders are going to win. We would love if I told you, and let's just imagine this analogy. If I were to say, okay, on the daily time frame, and let's just say our exchange is only, this is the problem, our exchange is only able to show charts on the daily time frame. Okay? We're only allowed to show charts on the daily time frame. That's all we can really do is operate on a daily chart. You'd be like, man, you're going to have to break every rule in the book. You're going to have to, I mean, you're literally, the exchange would literally be in trouble. You'd have to, every chart you're going to show them, there's going to be a percentage probability of action to the upside, percentage probability of action to the downside. Like, these traders are probably not going to lose. I mean, legitimately, and if we were working inside the exchange, making the market, etc., if we're working with that daily chart, like they're going to have the daily chart to point to. They're going to have one chart, all the information, all the TA authority to point to. What are we supposed to do? We can't make them lose, right? Now, change the analogy just slightly. If that were our goal, you guys are going to like this. If that were our goal, imagine me cracking my knuckles out and yawning and say, guys, I got the answer. I got the solution to the problem. Now, we need to make these traders lose, right? We need to make these traders lose. Now, I know they know all these patterns, right? I know they know all these patterns. But here's the deal. Listen up. Not just the daily time frame. Now, to make your jobs easier, I've made a technological advance with the market. Now we're going to give them 30 different time frames. Now we're going to give them 30 different time frames. I want all of you to assemble into teams, okay? Yeah, now you guys get it. I want you all to assemble into teams. Amongst the 30 time frames, this is my idea. Say I run the market, huh? This is my idea. On those 30 different time frames, I want you to scurry around and lead the specific traders in different directions. I want you to have patterns on certain ones of the time frames, which will pay in this direction, and then the next time frame over, I want you to show them that it would pay in that direction. Okay, and this is the good news for our example here, guys. Yeah, okay. Yeah, bravo. Now everybody in the room that's part of my experiment, so we just call this an experiment, a sheer hypothetical, right? You guys get this? If we had to operate on one time frame, just the daily charts, and I said, okay, guys, look, there's mountains and hundreds of years of technical analysis, essentially, that's been built into the operation of a market, but I need all the traders to lose. If we ran the markets, you guys would be like, that's going to be tough, man. They're going to know. I mean, come on, it's going to be a fraud, right? You would say. So when you would look at the exchange example, say you were in it with me, and this is what we had to do. I mean, to operate the exchange, we have to win. We have to make a profit. We got to get that. We got to get that alpha from them, right? So if it changes to where, I show up at the office the next day at the market that we're running and say, well, guys, I got great news. How about we throw in 30 time frames? This is the genius idea I have. 30 different time frames, and you guys can show whatever patterns you want on any time frame. Aha. Now you would be like, oh, I think we could do this. Yes, sir, I agree. I think we can do this. I think we can beat the traders, right? So that's the challenge that you guys have. So what's the solution? You guys get that? If you could throw enough time frames and mixed messages across the board to everybody in the market, it becomes a very, very feasible. Cheers to that. Everybody's like, cheers. You guys get that example 100%, right? Does that go on? I'm not going to call that out like that. It's not my intention. I'm not a fight the power kind of guy. Shut down Wall Street. That's not me, guys. Go occupy something else. Go occupy your brain for a while, right? Literally. You want to occupy Wall Street? Go occupy your brain. Go try and trade. That's my response to those guys, right? I love Wall Street. I love it. But when I look at the example, functionally, if we had to profit from operation of the markets and understand the largest hedge fund in the world right now, Citadel Securities. What do? They are the market maker. The market maker for the New York Stock Exchange, the largest hedge fund in the world. That while the market was literally ripping people's throat out, guys, on the way down, right? Well, the largest hedge fund in the world has record worldwide breaking profits. Really, huh? Really, huh? So the example's kind of nice, okay? The example's kind of nice, okay? Citadel Securities, largest hedge fund in the world, market maker for the New York Stock Exchange. Number one profit of any hedge fund in the world, guys. They're making the market for the New York Stock Exchange. They have to make a profit. They need to be able to make the market, but they're just killing everybody. They're killing it, guys. They're killing the market, right? So when I bring this up, what's the point of this analogy? Not to fight the power, not to fight Citadel. Guys, come on. Occupy your brains, guys. When you look at this, what I'm going to say is, so how do we reverse or re-engineer the example, okay, if that element is there? How do we re-engineer the example to where we can profit? How do we take ourselves, recognizing that type of an analogy, change the analogy, okay? Make it different, make it non-malicious, okay? Make it a function of a business, or make it, let's say, the business of a market maker, or make it just a challenge. The team sits down in the market and say, we don't mind if people win, but we really want to challenge them. We want to beat what if we just sat down and said, from a market standpoint, we want to beat everybody in the market, and we want only literally the absolute best to beat us. Yeah? What if that's it? What if it's that competitive and you got guys wrapped around finance and like, we want only the absolute best, literally the absolute best, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out there to really beat us. It's that competitive. So it doesn't have to be maliciously designed. I can take that competitive edge from it and be like, yeah, let's roll. That's the right attitude. You guys get that, huh? What if it's just that ultra competitive? So when we design frameworks into what cuts across the biggest problems in the market for the average trader, or for all the traders, right? Those complications that if we were sitting there and with the example in play, you guys see that the market were really designed to beat the traders, okay, on the multiple, let's say 30 time frames. It's easy to send mixed messages on 30 time frames and take people's money. In fact, you can do it on every time frame. It's not just, well, you have 30 different mixed messages. No, it's that you have 30 different sequential, imagine this, guys, 30 different sequentially implemented or orchestrated opportunities and flows, right, of taking from the participants in the market. It's not just that you have 30 different signals. You know, that would be the employee who wins at our exchange example. It would be the guy who says, yes, okay, so it's not just 30 mixed messages, it's that we can keep doing it all the time. Yeah, now you're talking, huh? Sequentially oriented challenges, quote unquote, to the market participants. Huh? You wonder why it feels like you're getting beat up sometimes. It's time frame after time frame after time frame. It is, guys, this sequentially, you guys got it, right? It's not just a mixed message here with there. No, it's a continual process at that point, right? So that's kind of a further development in terms of the understanding of the challenge to us. So as we build into the markets, as we focus on like laser sight into, guys, I want the premier pattern. I'm telling you guys, I want the premier pattern that has been studied over the course of the last 40 plus years, which has the highest percentage, you guys get this, the highest percentage of probability of a move to the upside. When we get into this multi-time frame, we have 8 different patterns. Guys, it's not just 8 different signals. Understand, it's an opportunity, unfortunately, to participate 8 or more times, right? More times it could compound into those different patterns while you're unfavorably being, and it winds up being somewhat exponential, guys, while you're being checked by an outside time frame. I don't want to play with that game, guys. I don't want to play with that game. What I want to focus on is the following: to remove yourself from that equation, okay? I don't like to balance, well, this is the bull, this is the bear, this is the bull's bear. But guys, it's a potentially exponential, if you understand the equation involved, opportunity to exponential and sequential in terms of it just continually coming at the traders. It's masterfully well designed. Do you understand how well the market is designed to provide a challenge to you guys? To us, you understand that, right? It's magnificently designed. I love it. I love the competition. For the guys that don't appreciate the level of competitiveness involved, it might not be for you. And for the girls who don't appreciate the level of competitiveness involved, it may not be for you, right? is for us guys, we appreciate it. We want to beat it. So when I'm focused on the back, first of all, we like to trade premier assets. We just do, guys, and that's going to be Bitcoin most of the time, not a security. That's the bottom line. We prefer that, but I want the pattern I want. That's it, guys. I want to laser in on it. If it's on a remote or distant kind of time frame, I'll note it. If it's on the 42-minute time frame, like what? You know, I mean the 42-minute time frame. I don't care about the 42-minute time frame. It's got to be on an established time frame. All right? But it is an insight. Okay, it's an insight into something that traditionally has performed so well. It is front and center. If there's a golden key to kind of unlock the entirety of the equation with the markets, with this incredible challenge that it is, but you can take the challenge and love it or hate it, okay? But as you look at the principles involved, as you look at market history, empirical data sets, and I mean empirical meaning just data. I want a copious amount of data. What's worked over the last 40 to 50 years? Forget the last 2 to 3 years in crypto or 4 or 5 years in crypto. I want the last 40 plus years. Yeah. I want to focus on legitimate time frames. And the key, as you guys understand, I know you understand the MO, okay? And I'm not, we're discussing the patterns in play. And you guys know my preference for this pattern is huge, 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 huge. I can't say it enough, huge. If you're having bad results in your trade account, I'll bet you one of two things, or maybe both. First of all, you don't know what this pattern is. You just don't. It's increasing volatility with buyers picking up on support. If you know what the pattern is in your account is still going down, if you know what this pattern is, your account is still going down, then you just can't help, can you? You just can't help throwing all your money in at this level here. You just can't, right? You cannot help that. You know, you need to be prepared for not just this hit. You need to be prepared with capital. Is it an easy equation, guys? I mean, it must require some work, correct. Some discipline, correct. You have to become great at something, maybe. Maybe you have to become great at something. You guys think about that? Maybe you have to become great at something. Hey, like your capital management, like your discipline to not participate heavily, first of all, overcommitting yourself, but discipline also to watch your pattern formations and say, no, I want to get in these at a level of support. If I read based on the last 40 plus years of market structures that the optimal entry is here or here, right here at the breach of a level of support, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and if I see that over the last 40 years is the optimal entry here or here, I'm at least going to be prepared for a hit here. I'm at least going to be prepared for a hit in this zone. And I'll tell you guys, the structuring of your capital will make the difference. I've seen it, guys, and I'll just tell you, based on who we've interacted with, just who we at VIP have interacted with, the structuring of your capital will make or break your experience in the market. I've seen it with, I've seen it at the 7-figure, meaning millions. I've seen it at the 8-figure, okay, tens of millions, and I've seen it at the 9-figure, okay, hundreds of millions. In the last, me personally, guys, in the last number of months, let's say year, within this last year, I've seen it at the 7, 8, and 9-figure level. The capital equation that you are dealing with right now, as you assess your participation, you may think, well, I don't have much in my account, or I'm really trying to aggressively grow my account. You're dealing with the same problem. Listen, you're dealing with the same problem and the same challenge. I promise you, okay, that someone with 7 or 8 or 9 figures is also dealing with. Capiche? I promise, guys. I'm not going to give you names. I don't want to give you names. It's been drastic for people, okay? But the same people with the 7, 8, or 9 figure, hundreds of millions of dollars of exposure, I tell them the same thing, the same exact thing. Told them at like 60,000 Bitcoin. What did I tell them? You guys know this story. And direct, mano a mano. Listen, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear that they need to have backup reserve capital available for lower levels. At 60 grand, me telling 8 and 9 figure, really 9 figure. You guys know this, right? With all the liability disclaimers in the world. Okay, not financial advice, but you want to talk like, for whatever reason, when I was 21 years old, I'm sitting across the table from Harvard Foundation, giving them their returns on $1 billion equity fund. That was just me. So Harvard was listening to me at like 21 years old. That's just who I am. I always like to be the guy in the corner, bam, really working on returns, really working on, that was just me. So I wound up doing that, okay? You guys, I'm just telling you kind of my nature of who I am. But the purpose is this, at 9 figures, hundreds of millions of dollars, that cat, okay, and he's a big cat, guys, 9 figures of exposure, didn't want to listen at 60 grand. What he didn't want to listen to, have 10 times the amount of, and this was me, guys, listen, it's the same thing, I'm telling you, the same thing, right? To have 10 times the amount of exposure at 45,000, 10 times the amount at 30,000 for Bitcoin, and 10 times that amount at 15,000. Hey. So the big cat with the 9-figure account can't digest it, can't do it. So it's not just, it's the same challenge for you guys. The same challenge as you're dealing with that issue, as you're putting your trades in. You're saying, okay, I'm gonna be able to participate at just this level down here. It's just, and understand it's as big of a challenge for you in a micro situation as this to be able to structure your capital correctly as it is to the big dogs I've talked to. Big cats, guys, 500, it actually was, 500 million. Okay, but 9 figures, okay? Hello. Real story, I bring it up for you because you're mastering the same equation. I don't see it as any different, okay? And it's not just me pound my chest, hey, Tarzan here, forget about it, guys. That's not it. It's the same principled, and you guys receive it like that, please. It's the same equation. It's the same challenge, right? And it's the guys in the room on the equation that we're talking about. You guys know this. It's the guys in the room running the exchange. Like, well, how do we get this? How do we get this? This guy with the 9-figure accounts and accounts, right? How do we get that $500 million guy, huh? Yeah, the psychology involved is the same, believe it or not, with the $500 million guy as it is with the $5,000 guy. It just becomes impossible sometimes to is that whatever the human nature element of it is, we got to go all in. Don't go all in. 5,000, 500, or 500 million, don't go all in. Allow for, respect, and appreciate the levels of volatility. Yeah? Appreciate those levels of volatility. Shout out to Luke. What's up, Luke? Hope you're doing well up there, yeah? Isn't that funny, Luke? We said, what was it, early on, Bitcoin has 3 levels. You remember about this time. It, worked out very nicely, huh? Bitcoin had 3 levels, huh? 45,000, 30,000, and 15,000. Now, that's as of now. And then we always know there are lower levels. But as we look at this equation, just understand it's a very natural component to be challenged with. And guys, it's to be challenged with your capital exposure. You guys know that. What's up, Victor? My man. What's up, Victor? VIP in the house. And it's nice to know, guys, that the struggles that you have in the market, they are framed around, you guys know, they are framed around the same type of psychology that hit the big cats, right? That hit the different, the different traders at the different levels. So how do we do that? You guys know, heavy cash reserves. Just pepper in. If you want to use that equation, just kind of pepper in a little bit. And shout out to Victor. Shout out to everybody. The sun is up in California. And so Tesla paid. Tesla, we believe. I want to confirm, but I did set up. Let's look at this, guys, just so you know what I did. Just me personally, and really experimenting, testing into the equation, right? Testing into that equation. Let me see Zulu, okay. We call this the Z pack, okay? I'm working on this. I'm calling this the Z pack, all right? So I have it labeled up as Zulu. This is Zulu, testing Zulu. I think that's pretty cool, guys. We're gonna have a lot of fun in 2023. So yeah, that was my, and we have to look at this, guys, wherever we were at. And I was shown profit on me on my entry, so I have to look back. But it did allow me to execute a profit, so I need to look back. It's one of the difficulties on the stream is I'm in stream working on technicals and between trades and doing all of that. We really have another level. Just so you guys know, we have another level of setup to really go through as we get things lined out. As we get things lined out in 2023, that's going to be a further instrumentation and refinement of the circumstance that we're able to capture and able to facilitate and bring in. It's not just the setup, because guys, it's not this. Oh, it looks impressive. It's impressive because it's not easy to set this up. It's not easy to run all this stuff. You guys have to know that. It look well, wow, you got a bunch of stuff on the wall. No, it runs, it functions. So in line with all the technology that we bring, the streaming, the everything else, we really are making it a point to bring in that trading dynamic, and it's a further refinement instrumentation, and it requires a process. You guys know that. So let's say, okay, so we are up and out of the starting gates in terms of the open. You guys know that way to trade, guys. We're about an hour and 10 into the New York session. We have some positive economic reports. Just to chime in on such, we had a lower than expected job claim, number of jobless claims. We had a higher than expected GDP figure. We have Tesla outperforming in a, just so that you know, Tesla outperforming in terms of an earnings report. I think they underperformed a bit on revenue. However, they outperformed 7 cents or so on their earnings expectations. So revenues disappointed, but earnings did surprise to the upside, 7 cents or so. I think to top out at 119 as opposed to a 112 forecast. I believe, don't hold me on that. I don't have that information in front of me. That's just by memory, guys. So looking at Tesla, engaged in shorts along the top, got hit into with a bit of a trajectory to the downside. I had set up some longs and shorts on thresholds of, let's say, a threshold of a maximized ceiling and a floor, projected ceiling and floor, right? As we were to look at, as we test the Z-Pack, right? And we have extreme mode on the Z-Pack. It's going to be something you want to hold lightly. I'm going to tell you something you want to hold lightly if and when you get it in your hands. Okay, but excited to see that those trades may have worked out. And I'll have to check those trades. I was shown by the exchange that, yes, we were in the green. I closed for some cash this morning on Tesla, hoping that we would outperform in terms of the earnings, right? And setting that maximum threshold and compounding into, laddering and scaling, compounding into a higher level. So one level of a short, boom, bigger level of a short, bam, right? So, nice to see those pick up, and I'll have to dig further back into, and we can go through the technicals a little bit here on Tesla. It's kind of nice. I'm going to bring over a bit more of the screen here on the right hand side, just to walk through the dynamics. A bit of a challenging dynamic to short into, without a doubt. Look at your volume. You guys see your volume on the bottom? Look at that big red. You see the big red volume. Bam. Everybody's selling on Tesla, huh? Okay. We'll go through the dynamics. Let's go through just quickly so we understand, because it's a good opportunity to review the specific dynamics in play. Looking at that nice, looking at this nice level of resistance, level of support, the channel dynamics that are in play. This was the challenge to the traders. Right, operation up and above. The specifics as we look at this, we have a few different ways to draw this, okay? It's going to be, we're going to incorporate the bottom leg of this channel to the upside. The good thing about Tesla is the following, and peppering back and forth a bit on trades as we look at an opportunity to participate in an event like earnings. Guys, it's risky business. It's risky business, especially as we're literally testing a new indicator to capture maximum ceiling and floors of volatility. So this is some it requires some refinement without a doubt. So looking up into a level of resistance, level of support, this is a throw over. All right, it is a throw over. And in terms of that throw over, the market right now is assessing, as a matter of fact, if they can get back through this level of support. It's an attractive short. Bottom line, it's an attractive area to short. Bit of a level of variability along this specific trajectory to the upside. And yes, for those guys hammered in and focused on this specific equation, you're seeing that throw over, and the bears are going to try and break this level of support. They just are. What are the competing factions for the bulls right now? Right? And is this, I'm going to say, guys, is this the ideal setup that I was just talking about and we went into depth on in terms of the specific ideal, guys, maximized probability equation? No, this is a bit riskier of a business, without a doubt. We're not looking at that 72% likelihood. That phenomenal 72% on those expansions that we deal with, those specific pattern formations. They're not for everybody. They're for us, guys. I'm going to tell you guys in terms of what we focus on. You guys saw that perform on Bitcoin to the tune of 500% trade. Way to go, Leon. I could not have thrown more green signals in the back for VIP. You guys know that. I could not have thrown more green signals. Now, on the hourly, this is what's nice. On the hourly, we hit right into, and this is part of what we're testing, right into our specific QKD. All right, this is nice. Right into our specific QKD, our specific ice cold short level was hit. And this is really what the testing will include. Venus, all ears on. VIP, all ears on. As I look at the thresholds of the Z-Pack right now, it will be tested up against, and this is part of the testing and evaluation right now that we look at. Bam, I want to know, right? Our Z-Pack versus our QKD, can we beat our first indicator is the bottom line. If orders were set by anybody on that specific, it's a nice morning if you used the tools you already have. QKD, our quantitative kernel delimiter, which is the specific fire and ice cold short on the hourly for Tesla, a hot mover this morning, has paid 3.37%. Congratulations. That's a nice move for anybody who wanted to use the tools that I've already given you guys. And why did I design it? I have to tell you guys, one of the primary reasons I designed it. And guys, Venus and I decided to start building VIP last year together. We did. Venus, you guys will recall, went on a, and this is a good story behind Fire and Ice, guys. Venus went on a vacation. You guys remember that? She went to Turkey. Her, the family, kiddos, let's say kiddos, everything else, having fun in Turkey on the beaches. It was a good time to go to Turkey. So she went to Turkey. And if you guys will recall, that was when that preceding bottom, let's look at this on Bitcoin. The preceding bottom, this is a good story about the history of VIP and Fire and Ice. The preceding bottom of Bitcoin, Venus was on vacation. And Venus is, guys, a rock and roll trader. Love trading with you, Venus. You're great to trade with. You're just awesome. You have great instincts in the market. But Venus went on vacation here. And I'm like, oh no, Venus, you went on vacation here. I don't, no, please. You know, you went on vacation right here? What Venus? Come on, just awful timing, right? So amidst the time and everything else, Venus is having fun on the beach. I'm like, I can't believe like Venus and I are building. You know, she wants to build. We're gonna build. She's number one cat in the market. She's awesome. Looking at this, she went on vacation. Hey, London, I'm on the beach. I'm on vacation. Like, what are you doing, Venus? So looking at this though, she was on vacation here. You guys remember this very well. So I purposed myself. I'm like, this can't happen, guys. This is not going to happen. Not VIP. This is our deal. So what I promised myself, I'm going to build an indicator. I said, I want to build an indicator, something that's automatic, that's going to catch the next one of these. That was why I built Fire and Ice, guys. Hey, what's up? Yeah. So what happened? Boom, green byline. Okay, so in between the time that Venus comes back from vacation and everything else, I'm going to solve this problem. Something in the pocket, something easy, automatic phone call. Hey, by the way, you're at this point, right? I wanted to make it vacation proof, essentially. So we did. Bam, green byline hit here Possibility for lower prices without a doubt, guys, but we did enter into that green buy line zone here on the daily. So accomplished, mission accomplished. Easy, not easy, guys. Not an easy thoroughfare there in terms of what was accomplished. Though we did get that premier level of market participation on that daily time frame and that nice hit into the daily. Boom. Beautifully well done. So that's the story behind QKD and a lot of other benefits, not just because then it winds up being Venus. Hey, here's your trade, or did you trade? It's not like that, guys. I built it as an accommodation, but it was really the incentive I needed. Just the opportunity to look at life through your eyes and say, well, you're on vacation, you're out at work, or someone else, you got the executive board meeting, or you're busy at the office, or whatever that vacation example is with you. That's why I built Fire and Ice. Bam, and it did catch the low of Bitcoin, the buy line on the daily, right? So that was mission accomplished. That was good stuff, and I'm glad that came through. So as we're testing. Right now, as I'm testing, let's say with Tesla or anything else, this new Z-Pack, I'm really going to have a difficult time. You guys know it's not going to be just easy. It's not going to be easy stuff, guys. Testing it against the indicator, which was built as just the hallmark standard that I wanted to introduce for Venus, for VIP, and particularly Venus. You really inspired me to build that for you and for VIP, so it would just be. So it would catch the bottom. That was my goal in building Fire and Ice. So mission accomplished. Very good stuff, guys. Very good stuff. So let's do the following. We will let you guys roll. I will let you guys know we have some work to do today that's not just in line with it. I appreciate you guys walking through the testing, but it's in terms of Tesla. What I'm bringing to you guys is the challenge, the framework of one-upping what we've already produced. And what we've already produced is front and center on for instance on Tesla. It's still front and center as we would look at the golden short on the daily, triggered a hit, right? Boom, paid money, right? The golden short also on the 4 hourly, boom, paid, right? So as we would look at the hourly as well on the ice cold short, okay, bam. So 3 top time frames. If you traded Fire and Ice, you made money. Okay, you did. You had to scale in and understand with the golden short and the ice cold short above on Tesla, but you fired. That signal fired for us on all 3 time frames. Boom, beautifully well done, right? Beautifully well done. So that's money in the pocket, okay, in terms of the tools you guys have had. If you say, well, I don't have the Z-Pack yet. No, you had over a 4% move from the hourly golden or ice cold short. You had equivalent move on the 4 hourly from the golden short. You had guys, that's beautiful, guys. That's money. That's big time money. So no sad songs today. You've got the tools in your war chest. Bottom line, no sad songs today, guys, at all. Boom. We're looking here on the golden short on the daily. Bam. Money, money, money. Boom, boom, boom. That is money, guys. A lot of work has gone into Fire and Ice. A lot. That is VIP. Beautifully well done. Nice, guys. Nice. That's what's up. That's guys. We'll take it, guys. That's beautifully well done. So me testing those additional procedures. That is what we're looking at in terms of just having the #1 trade group. Say it humbly. I understand the market can humble anybody, guys. It really can. This is the predicament we find ourselves in with Bitcoin. We want to dig in and find those 72% probabilities. Listen up, guys. So we want to find those 72% probabilities. We want to interlace those or dovetail those patterns with our Fire and Ice. And on top of that, amidst a move, we have, I think, one final move on headquarters. And I'll tell you guys, we've been right on the ocean. It's been nice. You guys know, first HQ was right in the ocean. Second HQ is up on the mountain. It's nice, guys. It's up on the mountain, a little bit more higher level, more space, more room, more of an estate feel to it. It's been very nice. Next week, we will complete, I believe, our final move for VIP. Okay? I think it's going to be our final move for VIP in terms of the HQ process. It's just we have to get to know the different areas of La Jolla. It's the crown jewel of Southern California. It's beautiful. kind of test driving different solutions, and in the same context, trying to bring more of a product suite to you in the form of indicators, right? And it's just going to be something that's going to be available for your disposal, and it's going to be something that's going to be hard to outmatch fire and ice to the extent that we can, and offer. I mean, also I'll just say this: a bit more traditionally intertwined in terms of the Z-Pack. You guys know this. In terms of Z-Pack, it's just going to have some different formulations in it, presenting different, let's say, opportunities to different traders who may be inclined to look at, let's say standard deviations, Bollinger Bands, refinement. This is really going to be some advanced stuff, but it will cater to a different crowd in terms of that approach. It's going to be extremely exciting, so we're excited to test it this morning, and I'll have to check. Exchange tells me. This is where I'm at with the exchanges, guys. I bring up the example I'm going to tell you because the exchange tells me I booked 2 trades this morning. Bam, bam, right, with Tesla. It's one of those situations, and this is what I don't really like. I'm in the stream. We've got all the technicals going on. I've got, push button. We've got, it's not exactly as I joke with Venus all the time. We haven't yet launched the Starship Enterprise. Okay, so while I'm running the Starship Enterprise, it's just not, it's kind of like, you guys know Han Solo? I think Han Solo was the guy that was always arguing with Chewbacca. Like, we got something wrong in the Starship Enterprise. The engine's out, the this and that. That's what, it's funny because you always think like we're going to launch the Starship Enterprise, like everything's going to be white, everything's going to be nice, everything's beautiful, and everything's fun. This, it's more of the Han Solo while you're putting this together. It's the Han Solo and, the Chewie, what's wrong? It's literally, when we're putting together this level of technology, it looks all easy, no problem. We got 15 monitors, what? It has to work. I need maximum broadband speed on each one of these charts. I need it to be accurate for VIP. You guys know this. So it's a good example. Terms of the stream framework over here. Terms of what we're looking at on Bloomberg. Like this is the other, like guys, the ship has to run A to Z. You guys know this. And as I look at this, it's a good framework to look at because I need Bloomberg, right? If Bloomberg refreshing through the commercials, these are some of the issues you guys need to deal with. If you're on Bloomberg Mobile, understand it's going to be delayed. Okay, it's going to be delayed. If you're trading on information, Bloomberg Mobile most likely is going to be delayed as opposed to a direct pipe Ethernet plug-in. Guys, it's information, it's timing. Pay attention. It can cost you money or make you money or not, maybe not. But Bloomberg on your mobile, right, is what? Is going to be slower than Bloomberg direct piped in through your router. Pay attention, guys. Okay? It's going to be literally, you're going to be seconds and seconds and seconds, sometimes 10 or 15 or 20 seconds slower on your mobile. Bloomberg, that's telling you, and the market's open, let's go. You're going to be 15 seconds delayed potentially on a mobile device as opposed to direct pipe in with your desktop computer. Do you guys know that? You know that? You need to know that. It's important information. Commentators, financial commentators telling you we're up or going, this is going down or up. You're looking at your pricing. Imagine your pricing is 15, 20 seconds delayed. No. So amidst all the setup, amidst the Han Solo and the Enterprise, Starship Enterprise. What was that one called? What was the spaceship? What was the Millennium Falcon? That was it. I remember it. So the Millennium Falcon. I don't even know what the Starship Enterprise is. Do you guys know Starship Enterprise? I need to look it up just because I make the example. If, and this is part of the Millennium Falcon doesn't want to work. It doesn't want to do fresh searches for us. I don't know why. It's just one of these things. I think we're being. I don't know. We have some squadron leaders on command wing right and left, right? We didn't ask for those guys, but I think we have them in terms of the information that we bring up. It's a fact, so that's fine. So little constrictions, Twitter doesn't want to load, this doesn't want to happen, and so when I say the exchange showed me that we booked positive trades today, we closed those in profit. Let's see. Let's see if those came through in profit. I'm going to trust that they did. They show me green on the screen. Boom, boom. We take that money. Huh? You get the opportunity in the market. I'm going to tell you guys this. The saddest song I see is people who just didn't want that money. You tell the market that you want more. Oh, I see. You don't want the 400 or 500% of the 50%. Oh, you want more. Oh, okay. The exchange has dealt with your type before. I guarantee you. You guys know this. Those are the sad songs I see. Huh? People offered money in the market and they don't want it. Well, I bet the exchanges have a way of dealing with you. You guys get it, right? Let's talk about a complication in terms of a technical for BTC. This level of support that we're looking at on the daily, ouch, we don't necessarily like being down and out of that line. We talked about this a few days ago. I want to shout out to all you guys. If and when we can stream all day long, hey, what's up with VIP? We're excited about that, guys. And we flip back up into that level of support. Let's get down and out of our fire and ice indicator. Bam. Level of support recaptured into the framework here. Let's see what we got. What do we got? You posted that comment under a YouTube video some weeks ago. Good to see it. Humor you. Trade Ship Enterprise. Yes, it did. And, Leon, for a long time, I've been using the colloquially, and it's nice that you use that. It's synchronized with what Venus and I have been talking about. And guys, you all know this, and everyone knows. Everyone in VIP knows. It's like, no, Venus can trade. Venus loves the market. The girl can trade, right? And I tell her that all the time. It's like, you don't understand. Like you and I, we're partners. We're doing this thing, right? And it's like, but I tell her like, you do realize, and she knows. It ain't gonna be no slough. Then we're gonna get, I'm gonna match up with you. You gotta bring the heat. She does. Everybody loves her in VIP because she does. We're so excited, guys. I can't even say how just blessed we are to have you around us, Venus. You know that? Hugely blessed. And it's not all about the market and, performance in the market, but it's just who you are. We love it. I love it. It's awesome. And that's not, I don't just make comments like that. It's just the truth. Venus was in a car accident last year. My gosh. Guys, take this level of resistance across the top. Please do this on your charts on Bitcoin. Let's stay up to date in terms of the technicals that are being presented to us. Take a level of resistance on the hourly chart right now. Draw across the parallel channel on BTC and take this down. Okay, take that down. Create the parallel channel to the upside, which is in play with a confluence as we were to look at this specific level of resistance, level of support, flat bottom support, flat, okay, bottom support, ascending level of resistance. I will put this specific feature in the VIP, but Leon, and I'll kind of tandem through some conversations right now as I work with some, getting some technicals to the back end VIP. And we would like to stream more. We would really like to stream more, and we'll be bringing this kind of a dynamic into play for the VIP, okay, period. I'd like to have 24/7, 365 streaming. What's up? Yes, indeed. So this is broadening formation, right angled and ascending. I just dropped in the back so you have a secure copy for you guys that you can copy and download in VIP. The broadening formation, right angle and descending. What are the probabilities? 55% to the upside, 45% to the downside, 45, 55 split in favor of a move to the upside. Still wishy-washy. When I say this, average trader may say, ooh, all right, we got a 55% chance of going up. Meanwhile, VIP are kind of like, oh, okay, so it's a 55-45 split. Because we want the 72 to 75 to 85% chance. That's what we want, right? So we're going to dig into the framework here to see if and how we can incorporate on any of those time frames that may be a distraction or a nuisance to the average trader. We're going to dig in and find where we can isolate, hopefully on a primary time frame, the particular 72% advantage that we want on the trade, right? Absolutely. So we'll work on those confluent patterns, those dynamics in play. While the rest of the market is getting confused, guys, we want you to be laser focused on the biggest advantages in the market, bottom line. And yes, Venus was in a car accident last year. You guys remember this. And golly. But the one thing I knew, And it was just natural because I had dealt with her up and through that point. And as much as I knew about her up and through then, who she was to me and to VIP and just to me at that point. And you guys knew it was no surprise at all. No surprise. It was just me telling everybody, and it was a big wreck, guys. It was a big, heavy-hitting 70-mile-an-hour wreck. Hello, on a freeway, bam, bam, big deal. But I just knew. I was like, no, Venus is bulletproof. Venus is literally bulletproof. There's not, you could throw a 10,000 train, car train at her, and it's not going to stop her. And so that was what we went through while we started building, and impacted, I'm going to say, guys, impacted impression of you guys in terms of who she is, because you knew right off the bat me, and you guys know that's who she is to BIP, that's who she is to me, and she's just unstoppable. So Venus, hats off to you. Sweetheart, way to go in terms of building and getting through this process. And I bring that up because everybody knows how tough you are. I'll always reinstill that to everybody. It's not just in the market context, it's just who she is. So we're excited about 2023 incoming. We've kind of earned our stripes. I don't want to say earned our stripes on that, but in terms of the development and the procedure, some of the difficult times have really made us who we are, and that's nice. So we will continue to grow on that. Never forget how tough you are, how tough this group is, all you VIP, as you're looking at your trades, your resiliency, right? Feed into the behaviors that make you a stronger participant in the market. Feed into the groups that create that strength in you guys. That's just a little pep talk as we let you guys roll forward. But yes, I'm looking forward to having 24/7, 365 stream abilities. We are building in Amazon Chime, I think, is the front runner in terms of video to voice communication and screen share for VIP. That's what we're going to focus on in the back. So yeah, we got a lot going on. And as we launch the Starship Enterprise in Liam, I had used that example because we have different roadmaps and it's a funny story. We have different roadmaps that we had built into in terms of the goals that we want to accomplish in 2023 and beyond. And we're just getting really started. Like roadmap 1, right? Roadmap 1, and we have like 3, right? So we are building into the overall framework of the goal solutions that we have for VIP. And as we would accomplish those different roadmaps, one of the things that I've continually said is to Venus is along the way is like, look, when we want to launch the the Starship Enterprise, right? Because that's like roadmap 3, right? And so this is the Millennium Falcon, right? This is me yelling at Chewie and everything else. It's like the rudder's out on the right, the engine's out. We need to replace the left engine, the right engine. It's kind of our we have a good time with it, guys. I hope that you're trading. I hope that you caught the green in the back. If you didn't, and you find yourself in a position this morning, it's like, I just didn't even catch this move to the upside. It was a catchy move, a very catchy move. You have to have Jackie Chan hands. You guys know, karate extraordinaire, Jackie Chan hands, very quick hands, in, out, your position. So understand the level of review that we're doing for VIP, understand the level of sophistication we're trying to build into the market for all of our traders. And guys, that's VIP Trader. That's what we're excited about. And you understand Bitcoin spike? Bitcoin did something she hasn't done in a long time. Guys, she went up to a 6th standard deviation on the 4-hourly time frame, an extremely rare event. Boom, 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 yesterday. So it's almost like her behavior is modeling well within the test that we're currently endeavored to achieve on behalf of VIP. Guys, if you take a spill in the market, if you slip and you fall down real quick in the market, you make sure no big deal, bam, right back up. You need that protective equipment, whatever it is in terms of that analogy. You need to be able to just slip and slide a little bit in this market, guys. It's just required, and that's with your scheduling, yeah, with your work, with your job, with your family, with your need to go work out, with your need to eat well, sleep well. You guys hear me say that all the time. It's not a joke. We're in a market. I love crypto, by the way. I love crypto. When's the last time you guys were, unless you were on a bad exchange, right? We trade on BTCC, guys. You guys, if you need that information, I'll get that to you. But it's no after hours. There's no pre-market. Hey, I feel like God bless crypto somehow, because it's always open. We're never locked out of it. We love it. So these pre-market You guys, pre-market, aftermarket, hours, equities, locked out, can't trade, this and that. We'll take crypto. We like crypto, but nice moves on Tesla if you interacted with our Fire and Ice. And yeah, way to go, guys. Way to trade. Nice moves. We'll dig into the back. We'll be trading. Nice to stream today. Nice stream. Look at this formation to the upside. I bring this up because this level of support is incoming again on that hourly time frame. Dig in, let's find some bells, let's rock them. And guys, if you're not with the number one trade group, we only want you to be with us if indeed you want to beat the market. And I mean that. And if you want to beat it the right way, you guys got it. Many try, few succeed. Yeah, and a lot will say that they do when they don't, right? So that is, and guys, when we focus on the higher probability time frames, capital exposure rules, we do that because we legitimately want to beat the market, right? And it's just not with the all-in standard approach. A little bit of descending triangulation here with what? With our number one, bam, right? Pick up here. Possible blackjack, if you don't know what that is, double bottom, single pass through. Looking at the frameworks and the probabilities is what we do, right? All the time. The specific calculatives, guys. If you haven't calculated your entries, if you don't know exactly your percentage probabilities of reaching the 50% versus the 100%, then guys, you don't have your info on standby. I'll make sure that that chart is in the back so you can gauge your level of participation at the 50% completion to the downside. Fractional entries, guys. 50% amplitude completion has a higher probability than a 100% amplitude completion. Right now, that's being evaluated in line with this expansion. The highest probability pattern in the market. This is London with VIP Trader and Bitcoin Spike. Pleasure to trade with you guys this morning. I'm going to go grab some breakfast. Has to be done. And go power up Ironman style in the gym. Has to be done, guys. Take care of yourself. We'll talk to you soon. I'll be in the back. We'll be trading all day long. Great to start the day with you. Thanks so much for your time. This is London with VIP Trader